Hi students, today's video is about the saxophone. What instrument family do you think the saxophone comes from? Did you say brass? I know it looks like it because it's made of brass, but this bad boy is actually a woodwind instrument. And you're probably yelling at me right now, Miss Recchia, it's not made of wood. Neither's the flute. It's a woodwind too. Don't just go by the name and what they're made of. The actual way we classify musical instruments is by how they make their sound, how they start their vibrations, because all sound is vibration. A brass instrument uses the vibration of the player's lips to make their sound. If I did that on saxophone, it don't work. The saxophone has a reed. It's that little piece of wood up here. I blow in between the wood and the mouthpiece, and the air inside vibrates. So whenever it's the air inside vibrating, that means it's a woodwind. One way, if you're not sure, like if you're taking a quiz from Miss Recchia and you're trying to figure out what instrument is it, if you see a lot of buttons, like you see here, it's going to be a woodwind. We get all the buttons. Brass only get like 3 or 4 buttons to push, or just a slide. We get one for every finger, except for the bottom right thumb. Unless you're a bassoonist, and then you've got way more thumb keys than you would ever think you would need. So the saxophone is the youngest of the main orchestral woodwind instruments. It was created in the 1800s by a guy named Adolph Sax. He wanted to create an instrument that kind of took the best of both worlds of woodwind and brass, and this is what he came up with. He called it the saxophone. His name was Adolph Sax. Yes, he named it after himself. It'd be like if I made an instrument and called it the Recchiophone. Would I do that? Probably not. I'd probably try to give it a cooler name. But, you know, it's the way men are. Even John Philip Sousa named an instrument after himself. Made a marching tuba. It's the sousaphone. So the saxophone has a lot of different parts. Woodwind instruments tend to have more than most. So you got the mouthpiece, which has 3 parts by itself. The reed, the ligature, and then the black part here, that's the actual mouthpiece. You can take the reed off, and you'll often find woodwind players going like this, because the reeds work better when they're wet. The gold part is the ligature that holds it on. Then you'll see them all right before band class trying to get that perfect placement of the reed on there because they think that's why they're squeaking. It's probably because they need to practice more. All right, so we get our mouthpiece put back together, and then we have the neck. This part connects the mouth to our mouthpiece to the body. You can actually play it by itself. Can't get very many notes. In woodwind instruments, how we get our different notes is by pressing more and more buttons. The more buttons I press, the farther the air has to travel before it can come out of the instrument. The farther air travels, the lower the sound. That's how it is on every instrument. That's why the bigger instruments are the lower instruments. The smaller instruments are the higher instruments. If you took a tuba and stretched out all that piping, it would be really long. So saxophone, if I start... We'll start here on a C, and I'm just going to go down the scale, and you'll see as I add fingers, the notes get lower and lower. Let me back up so you can actually get the whole... You know what? I'll just stand up. That'll make more sense, won't it? Sorry. I've played this particular instrument in a few years, so... So that's the saxophone. Woodwind, made of brass though, but it still has a reed. It's a single reed instrument like the clarinet. That means it's got a one little stick of wood, not 2 that are tied together like on oboe and bassoon. Got lots and lots and lots of keys, and it's used in many different styles of music. You can use it for marching band. You can use it for jazz band, concert band, orchestra. You could even use it in rock music. If you look up in the 1980s, there were a lot of sax solos. Look up Careless Whisper, one of the most famous sax solos of all time. However, this is my secondary instrument. I use it in the Army when I am marching. When I am not sitting down playing my oboe in concert band, I play this. So I thought I would play for you the Army song. So that's the song I play a lot on this instrument, the Army song. Another popular song that I'm going to play a smidgen of is In the Mood. It is a jazz band song, and probably the one high school bands do most. And that's the saxophone. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about this instrument. Go ahead and watch my other videos. I've got trumpet and oboe up so far, and I'm hoping I get a little bit of each instrument up there for you guys. And have a good day. I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.